Ophir, old boy, you've done it again. This year's crop is even better than the last. Why, according to my figures here, I should have 10,000 more ephahs of wheat than I had last year. Why, I'm a millionaire.
Mr. Ophir, I hope I'm not disturbing you. I have the report you wanted.
Come in, Peleg. I was expecting you 30 minutes ago. Do you have the final numbers for my raisins?
Not quite. But we do know that the field you took from the widow Shulamite produced twice what we expected.
Why don't you have the final numbers, Peleg? I want to know how much money I'm going to make this year.
Yes, sir. I understand that.
If you understand it, then why do you make me wait?
The crop is not quite harvested, Master. We've got 3 more fields than we had last year, but we have no more workers. Shall I hire more men?
And waste my hard-earned money? I think not.
I'm sorry, sir. And there's also a problem with the wheat crop.
Problem? What kind of a problem?
We have so much wheat that there's no room left in the barns.
Why, that's wonderful.
Yes, the wheat prices are so low right now that we can sell our surplus. At these prices, the poor could afford to buy enough for the winter.
Nonsense. We hold the wheat till winter. The price of wheat will be double by then.
But how shall we store the wheat?
We'll build bigger barns.
I don't see how we can do that, sir. Our men are working from sun up to sundown as it is now.
Get some torches. Build the barns at night. But don't you dare let one ephah of my wheat spoil.
Yes, sir, Mr. Ophir.
Ophir, you're gonna have to build bigger barns. Why, you're gonna be the richest man in Israel. Who is it?
Mr. Ophir, there's a man here from the synagogue. He'd like a minute with you.
Synagogue? I haven't been to the synagogue in months. Wonder why they'd want to talk to me. Send him in.
Mr. Ophir, thank you for taking the time to see me. I'm Salah ben Ezra from the synagogue. I know that you must be extremely busy with the harvest season. I understand you have a very large wheat crop.
Gigantic. Why, it's so big I'm forced to tear down my barns to build even bigger ones.
Isn't it good to experience the blessings of the Lord?
The Lord? Why, what did he have to do with anything? I planted the wheat. I pay the men who harvest it. I own the barns that it's stored in.
Well, surely you realize that it is the Lord who allowed you to reap this great crop. What would have happened if you had no rain?
Why, it rains all the time. You can't give God credit for that.
Mr. Ophir, without the blessing of the Lord, men could do nothing. It is because of him that you have health and wisdom to farm.
Get to your business, Mr. Ben Ezra.
We have outgrown our synagogue, Mr. Ophir. We have 2 times the number of families that we had when the synagogue was built 20 years ago. All the families who belong to our synagogue have made a contribution to build a new one. I came by to see what you wish to give.
Nothing.
Nothing?
You got ears, don't you?
But you've been so blessed. There's so much you could help us to do.
All right, I'm gonna help you.
Wonderful.
You say that there are twice as many people wanting to come to the synagogue as you have seats?
That's right.
I can take care of this for you.
Great.
Tell half the people to stay home.
What? You're a selfish man, Mr. Ophir. I will not trouble you any further.
You're a selfish man, Mr. Ophir.
Why do they have to build a bigger synagogue? If half the people would stay home, they wouldn't need a bigger building. Well, I feel a lot better now. I'm doing my part to help them by staying home. Ophir, now that that wheat crop is in, do you know how much money you've got?
Mr. Ophir, sorry to disturb you, sir. I've got a question about the barn.
Come in, Peleg.
I know it's late, Mr. Ophir, but I have a question that's really important about the barn.
It better be important. I was counting my money and your interruption made me lose track of my account.
I'm sorry, sir. I guess I'm not thinking clearly. One of the workmen dropped a beam on my head when we tore the roof off the old barn.
Hey, you should be more careful. I don't want the work to stop for any reason. Now, What was your question?
I was wondering just how big you wanted the new barn to be.
Let me think. Say, who has the largest barn in the valley?
That would be Reuben Zebedee, sir.
Very well. Build my barn so it's just a bit bigger than Zebedee's.
But, sir, that would be 3 times the size of your old barn.
I realize that, Peleg. That's why I told you to do it. Now, get with it.
Yes, sir.
And Peleg, try to keep the noise down.
Yes, sir.
I'm too sleepy to count this money tonight. I'll count it tomorrow. Ophir, you are a financial genius. Now it's time for me to relax. I've got all the money I need. I'm gonna eat at the finest restaurants. I'm gonna drink the finest wines. Oh, I'm gonna really live it up.
O foolish man, this night is your soul required of you.
Hey, I'm not ready to die. I didn't get to spend all my money. My barn ain't finished yet. It's not fair. No!
We're a little bit short of money for our building program, brothers. I suppose we'll just have to wait.
God shall supply all our need, Ben Ezra.
We certainly had plenty of room in the synagogue for the funeral that was held there yesterday. There were just 2 people there for the services. Who was that man that died?
He was a selfish old man named Ophir.
Remember, he's the one who refused to help us with our new building.
Oh, yes.
Come in.
Mr. Ben Ezra,
Yes, that's right.
I'm Joseph Peleg. I used to work for Mr. Ophir. You know, the man who died earlier this week.
Yes, I know Mr. Ophir.
Well, since he had no will and no family, the judge has told me to distribute his goods as I see fit. I've given all his wheat to the poor, but I feel that the synagogue should have all his gold.
Bless the name of the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Mr. Ophir always acted like he would live forever. He never wanted to think about the next life. The sad thing is that now his money is helping the kingdom of God, but he won't get any credit for it at all.
What does it profit a man if he gains the whole world, but he loses his soul? Mr. Ophir would give everything he ever owned to escape the place he is now, but it's too late.